Howdy there. Today on Hopped Up Beer Review, we're going to be trying Delta Gator. It's a double IPA from Abita Brewing Company out of Abita Springs, Louisiana. Thanks for joining us. Chomp chomp.
Delta Gator, creep low, strike later, whole eyes on the waterline, heartbeat like a generator. Delta Gator.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. We are back once again, and we have got another beer to review. There's Jay. There's Andy in the attic. I'm Ben. What are we drinking this day?
Delta Gator out of Abita Brewing.
Yep.
Let's go.
Somebody's thirsty tonight.
Yep. I need them to drink.
Wonder who that is. Another out of the... I always want to say the Swamp Pack because they're all like Gator influenced, but it's the Gator Pack.
Yep, the Gator Pack.
So I think they missed an opportunity to call it the Swamp Pack. That's just me. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Ben messed up the trifecta. Another right on the list of Ben's disappointments to us.
Yep. Oh, this is getting long, isn't it? It's getting long.
So, I believe we've all had this before, correct?
That's what happens when we all buy the pack and we don't split it up
Yep.
amongst us. We all get 3 of each of these. So, yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say.
I recall, in the past I've had this, but I never, before tonight, looked it up to read about it and to discern the flavors. So Delta Gator is a hazy double IPA, 9% ABV, 20 IBUs. As you recall, it's 7 on the Lovabond color scale. As you recall, the Lovabond that we discussed, you didn't know this was a 7 because I just told you. We went over the Lovabond with the last Gator, or the first Gator, right?
Yeah, Andy Gator. We've had Straw Gator.
Andy Gator and Straw Gator. It was one of the. It was the
still have
first
Alpha
one.
Gator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did not give us the Lovabond on the Straw Gator, but they did on the Delta Gator. This beer has aromas of citrus, tropical fruit, and stone fruits. And it has notes of coconut and cream and caramel. That's where I was like, now that I've read about it, am I picking up what they're throwing out there? Abita Brewing Company out of Abita Springs, Louisiana. Regional brewery founded in 1986. Originally 1,500 barrels a year production. In 1994, they moved to a larger facility, still using the original as a brew pub and restaurant. And they're at over 125,000 barrels a year. And they do small batch root beer, sodas, and hop water. And they are the oldest craft brewery in Louisiana.
I'll say my kids really do like their root beer. They've had it numerous times and really do like it.
It's good. I've had it a few times. I
I'm
used
not
to
a big
pick
root
it up.
beer. Yeah, I'm not a big root beer fan, personally.
It's interesting, the root beer, down in the South, you got the coast, you got the Barks from the coastal Mississippi where it originated, and then right next door, you've got Abita's trying to encroach on their turf.
How dare they? All right, as we mentioned, we've all had this one before. I'm going to go first tonight. As you can probably hear in my voice, It's a little, I'm recovering from a
Raspy.
cold. So I've had this one, a couple of these already, not tonight, but previously. And what I'm going to say is that this one's my favorite out of the 4-pack. It's a little spoiler alert here because we do still have the Alpha Gator left. I had not heard about the coconut and the caramel and the cream. And if I'm being quite honest, it's maybe a little bit more difficult for me to taste that, given that I am dealing with this a little bit. But I mean, it is somewhat of a creamy mouthfeel. So anyway, all that said, I didn't really care a whole lot for the Andy Gator, and the Straw Gator I did not like at all. This is one that I don't know that I would buy often, but I might would get one every once in a while if it came in a single. If I've got to buy the 4-pack or 3-pack or whatever to get this, then forget it. But I might grab one every once in a blue moon. I think this one's a 7.5 for me. I think it's okay enough that I would get it periodically. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously had it a couple of times as well, like you. And before tonight, I never would have probably thought of coconut and cream and caramel for sure. Um, Sitting here drinking it, maybe I pick up a little bit of coconut, but I don't know if that's subliminal now that Andy's told me that. Um, it's to me, it's hazy, it's boozy. I mean, it's 9%. I can taste the 9% in it. It's not light by any means. And like you said, to me, it was probably one of the better ones in the Gator pack. I'm gonna rate it a 7. It's not something I'm gonna go after again, but you hand it to me, I'll drink it.
All right, Andy.
I was thinking, I have had it, and I just never logged it. I realized it. It's interesting.
How does that happen? You were like,
There's a few and far between. Well, there's only one left in the fridge now, so I know I've had the other one.
yeah, but
I
you're
just don't know why I
very
didn't
like
I am.
very
Something must
OCD
have come over
about
me that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I had taken it to the Grove and had it there mistakenly.
I don't know. It is 9%.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I'm going to say is probably its leading redeeming factor.
Yeah.
So if you have to get through it, at least you're left with a 9% efficacy. It's hard to describe what displeases me about this. I can't put that taste. It's not vinyl.
Final.
Do you like coconut?
Plastic?
I do like coconut.
Okay, I couldn't remember if
But
that was
now
the
that
flavor
I-
you didn't like or not.
I read about it. I can taste it, the coconut. But there's something too synthetic and artificial in it that it doesn't make me think quality beer. It doesn't taste like a natural beer flavor. It would have been great to have a tropical coconut creamy hazy IPA. I think that would be fun, but this just doesn't feel good. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the kind of the synthetic flavoring has been somewhat of a theme with this group of beers. When I think back to the strawberry, for me, it was definitely very medicinal, and I definitely,
Medicine, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what we talked about. That's almost what I was thinking when Andy was talking. It had that medicinal flavor.
yeah.
The straw
Yeah, I think
Gator
it's
though,
there.
wasn't that where they took their strawberry lager and mixed it with the Andy Gator?
Oh, the
So-
the natural strawberry juices that they would use in the strawberry lager. They use that,
Yeah.
and I actually like that one. I think I prefer that one out of the whole pack.
So we can just buy a pack
Prefer
now and
over.
split it. So
Yeah, prefer over the other. Doesn't say, and it's
yeah.
stellar. It's just
No, I think for me, this and having the pack, this was the I drank all 4 of them, individually before I went back for the second one, and this was the only one I was like, I'm not excited is not the word, but this is the only one that I'm like, hey, I can drink this one.
You didn't dread.
No, I mean I thought this one was actually okay. Maybe 7.5 is a little high, but that's I think this one was one that again I would get periodically just to have if I could get a single. That is going to be a 6.5 for the Delta Gator from Abita Springs. Nope, Abita Brewing Company out of Abita Springs. I always want to do that. I don't know why. It's just like a mental block for me. Every time I do the intro, I want to call it Abita Springs Brewing Company, and it's not. But Abita Brewing Company out of Abita Springs. Definitely appreciate you checking out this video. If you see the Gator Pack out in the wild, do not try to tame it. Just run the other way. That's what we're going to go ahead and say here on the show, I think. And we've still got one to go, and you're not going to miss it. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell so you can come back for the Alpha Gator and see what we think of that one. With that, we got other links down below. Check all those out. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, man.
Just minutes.
Delta Gator, Creek Loaf,